Okay. All right, Nerd Squad, I'm not sure what the delay was because I was fixing the chat settings since there's so many stalkers out and about this morning, like there has been for weeks, I might add, or rather years. This is a consensual recording of Mystic Gwen pursuant to the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Keep in mind, I'm not an employee of the FBI. I've been authorized to state that I am an informant since the last week of June 2024. The current date is Tuesday, March 4th, 2025. And this recording should go for about 12 hours, but it's not going to because Unit207, as they have done monthly since August 6th, are actively attempting to prevent me from having internet, and they're doing so in every way possible. My internet should be all fine and dandy, but it's not for a variety of reasons due to the federal felons upstairs. And because they're unable to terminate the live streams, now they've decided that they're going to just attempt to criminally and illegally shut off my internet at some point today between 9:30 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. Oh, the little lady upstairs wants to see if she can terminate the live stream now. I thought I already told you, lady. You can come over here and do that to the new one, but you can't really do that to that one. I didn't even do anything, see? And we're still connected. Come over here and try terminating the new live stream. I need you to do that anyway, so I can fix it right after you do it. We are going to go over recording, so just hang tight. I'll throw it in the chat when to fast forward. We're just waiting for Unit 207 to continue to show that they do want to go to prison, which, as usual, they're doing a bang up with. We're still connected, domestic terrorist. I don't understand why it is that a couple of people upstairs are surprised by that, and then the rest are just like, "I'm not surprised." Oh, yes, I do. It's because half of the people upstairs are getting paid money for doing the right thing, and the other half are literally begging for everyone to go to jail. Go to jail for me. Okay, anyway. I was hoping they'd come over here and terminate this live stream, but they're still stuck on the one they know they can't terminate, that they terminated once. Come over to my new live stream, little terrorist. Because I don't want them to terminate it while I'm playing the audio recording that we're going to go over. Okay, they're taking a really long time. So let's just get to it. All right, so you're about to listen to a recording that you're going to want to listen to for like the next hour and 20 minutes. Other than that, it is 6:01 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Tuesday, March 4th, 2025. Unit 207 is attempting to terminate the internet from me between 9:30 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. today, and then to keep it off for as long as possible, perhaps indefinitely, for their breaking and entering that was planned for this week and been threatened repeatedly in a variety of ways. This morning, there was an exterior stalking incident at around 3:20 in the morning. It sounded like someone was outside my front door ripping up and scratching the signs that the FBI had me put up, and then scratching on the door, not like an animal, like a teacher putting their hands on a chalkboard. The sound came from over by where the people would be if it didn't have decorations right on top of it. So we are going to listen to a preceding recording, and Unit 207 is going to be actively attempting to terminate both lives. I guess they found a way to sneak on without being evident as viewers because, yep, see, there they are. And that way to sneak on is basically 11 cookies and some JavaScript, and using Google Chrome in a way that shows that they're not only coordinated and deliberate, but very much going to be convicted. So I am trying to scroll down to the video that we're going to play that covers everything that we need to go over. But Unit 207 is preventing that from loading as well. Okay. I'm now going to play the 5:32 p.m. recording. So again, it's 6:03 a.m. It's actually 3:04 now. But listen to this recording. Everything that I go over for the next hour and 15 minutes hereafter, and everything that I just told you orally in the beginning, will all apply. They all still do apply. Looking at the timer, 10-second delay, Nerd Squad. It is 5:32 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm enabling the share screen feature with you. Hello, you're looking at the ceiling of my room. It is 5:32 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Sunday, March 2nd, 2025. This is a consensual recording with Mr. Gwen, pursuant to the Federal Bureau of Investigation's instructions. I'm not an employee of the FBI, but I've been authorized to state I am an informant since the last week of June 2024. That being said, I am going to play a recording that's going to go over everything that you need to hear for the FBI going forward. Some of you may be wondering, well, if all of that's going on and it's new, why aren't you reporting it? Why aren't you filing and something, And the answer is because the FBI doesn't want me to do either. I don't know why. It's just what it is. Anyway, on the left-hand side here where we're sharing a screen, it's the same thing as you've seen for weeks now. This is actually the domestic terrorist in Unit 207, North Everett Precinct officers. Dedicated worker, this should just say dedicated domestic terrorist. Anything that says an incognito extension, as well as utility TTS service, utility storage service, spare renderer, and renderer. You can't see that it's actually here. These are all the domestic terrorists upstairs. Actively choosing to show their intention and how deliberate they are in choosing to continue to tamper and obstruct in order to further their aggravated criminal conspiracy / enterprise / domestic terrorist organizations list of looming federal and state charges. Now, they've actively been terminating live streams for days and days. They haven't been as successful, but they've taken to desperate measures. Once this recording gets to like 6.5 hours, there's a girl upstairs that literally becomes seemingly suicidal. I mean, there's no other way to put it. I don't know what's going on with her. I suggested that perhaps she try Valium, not every day, but like at least when she's suffering. And I'm reiterating that now, not even to
reiterating that again 2 days later.
But the reality is she wouldn't need any of that if she stopped doing the wrong thing. So anyway, you're going to need to listen to this entire recording. Let me get to it real quick. I just pushed stop on this, so I should be able to play it. Clicking in the gallery. Okay, here we go. It's going to be 1 hour and 18 minutes of information. And then hopefully we won't need to play it again or go over it again until tomorrow morning, Monday. Okay, it is 4:16 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, March 2nd, 2025. This is a consensual recording of Mystic Gwen pursuant to the Federal Bureau of Investigation's instructions. Be advised, I'm not an employee of the FBI. I've just been authorized to state I am an informant since the last week of June 2024. This recording is going to be going up on a backup YouTube channel that I was able to create, although I'm being prevented from running a live stream apparently until about 19 hours from now. Oh, it looks like Unit 207 has actually obstructed that already. They're trying to require me to sign into Google Play services on this laptop because they are attempting once again to terminate and obstruct justice and terminate live streams. For those of you who've missed it, for over a year, Unit 207 has had a plan to terminate and kill the live streams, as well as to erase everything on my YouTube channel and to prevent the inception of a new live stream for their final breaking and entering when they plan on physically assaulting me, unlawfully committing me, unlawfully arresting me, and or kidnapping me. Although they've been aware since before they began illegally detaining me and before they decided to proceed ahead with the dozens and dozens and dozens of felonies that they're all going to be charged with, regardless of their positions, perceived authority, or the fraudulent documents that they've obtained due to their aggravated criminal conspiracy that became a domestic terrorist organization the day after they were told in a recorded phone call about the fact that they were all under FBI investigation and going to be going to prison. That also occurred weeks, if not months, after they read via their hacks a letter from the Department of Justice in my email, informing all of them and myself that the Department of Justice Criminal Specialist Task Force was already on the case. For those of you that don't know, Department of Justice Criminal Special Task Force is the Federal Bureau of Investigation. These individuals come from the North Everett Precinct, Unit 207, the condo directly above my home of 13 years, DCYF, and they are associated with and have coordinated with and have conspired with and have been perpetrating acts of domestic terrorism with numerous institutions they have attempted to corrupt, with my multiple times convicted stalker and abuser, with my extortionist mother and my stepfather, and they have abused my sons for 14 months directly and with those co-conspirators who they were providing instructions to so that they would discriminate and abuse them specific to their disabilities in order to facilitate the year-plus premeditated and illegal kidnappings of my disabled sons. They became a domestic terrorist organization and segued from being an aggravated criminal conspiracy on August 6th. Currently, the FBI is planning on arresting them all within 10 minutes of any of their co-conspirators and fellow terrorists breaking into my home, and/or on an unspecified date in the month of April, and while court is in session and some of the individuals the FBI is most excited to abdicate from power, that is to say forcibly remove, are in court because the FBI has a vested interest in humiliating some of these individuals in court. The FBI has also said consistently since August that I will be running a YouTube live stream when every individual is physically pulled off of the premises here and the condo upstairs is seized. From right here in my basement. Unit 207 and their domestic terrorist organization, since the beginning of this month, have been using my cell phone networks, every device in the house to destroy it, wipe the operating system, and utilize the condo from above my home where you can pick up, if you have a ham radio, their DCYF in North Everett Precinct signals. As recently as 2 days ago.
My radio's off right now.
And they are planning on.
Guy upstairs is acting like he's surprised. Why are you acting like you're surprised that you can't terminate the live stream again,
dude? The fact that they don't have any backdoors as far as the FBI is concerned. Anyway, long story short, the FBI invaded them. They took the bait. They've been proving their criminal intent and what's deliberate and what's not deliberate. And that's important because right now, over 50% of the individuals who frequent Unit 207 per the FBI are whistleblowers who are at 100% risk of retaliation.
100%.
More severe than what
100%.
And if we look at the totality of the crimes I've been a victim of for 2 as of this month, and in certain instances, depending on which domestic terrorist we're addressing or co-conspirator, longer than that or less than that. But anyway, if you look at the totality of it, I have literally been the victim of everything except for what they're threatening and being murdered. So I'm going to speculate here that that means that there's at least one individual that the FBI thinks is dangerous enough to try and murder someone. Or more than one person who's been cooperating with the FBI. Additionally, because they are all 100% at risk of retaliation, this suggests to me, and this is my speculation, this suggests to me there's no way the FBI can respond to them. There's no way. How could they be responding to them knowing that it's going to put them at risk and knowing that the people that are going to prison don't give a shit about the law and will utilize the exact same tactics? Then add to that the FBI's own statement, which is that when precincts and public servants find themselves in the situation that everyone is in that's going to prison,
there is apparently a common trend right before the big bust, and that is for officers to put other officers who are cooperating with the FBI into the crazy bin for 3 to 5 days. I don't know why, but the FBI said specifically 3 to 5 days.
It's so fucked up, dude.
So,
Can you imagine?
there is a video here titled 2/16 3 a.m. debrief. You're going to want to listen to that. It's almost 2 hours long. It covers everything you need to know. And then after you listen to that, you can just scroll up and you'll be like, holy shit, everything she said is true. Look at this. And then you'll know where we're at. That being said, I am making this video and I was going to upload it to the new YouTube channel, but it appears the craziest girl upstairs that's going to prison for the rest of her life has set it up so that this laptop will once again be hacked the way she wants it to, because she doesn't want me to have another YouTube channel, because she's still working like she has been for over a month on obstructing and tampering and intimidating and retaliating and stalking and a litany of cyber crimes and diverting mandatory funds to other places and trying to cover her own asshole from going to prison. And doing so in a way that she thinks is so smart that it will look like I've been doing it all to myself down here. Wrong. You're going to prison for the rest of your life, little lady. She's up there right now at 4:04 p.m. Anyway, I'll be playing this at the beginning of live streams that supersede the one that I'm currently recording. I just needed to create a little update because they've been terminating the live streams so rampantly and vehemently as they're getting closer and closer to the rest of their lives in jail. Excuse me, prison.
It's
Jail is where they're
getting
most
closer
entertainment
to your incarceration.
which will occur within 10 minutes of their next breaking and entering. Even if they're not on the property, or will occur in April on an unspecified date during Snohomish Superior Court hours, when a couple of individuals that the FBI is excited to put handcuffs on in front of judges and fellow attorneys will be there to bear witness to the reality of their former colleague. So again, you want to check out that 2/16 3 a.m. debrief, especially if you're being asked or offered any sort of opportunity to join a domestic terrorist organization. For the last 2 years, before it was a domestic terrorist organization, when it was an aggravated criminal conspiracy only, frequently they did this to corrupt institutions per the FBI. Hello, we would like you to perpetrate felonies and gross misdemeanors and civil rights violations and ADA violations. We would like you to steal, destroy property, kidnap, abuse, trespass, stalk, yada, 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 from the Jewish girl that we've been illegally detaining for over half a year and torturing for 2 years. And we'll give you non-existent immunity and promise you that that will be true if you just listen to us. And as a result of that, there have been over 50 individuals that if the FBI desired would be going to prison. There were 27 named individuals in September. And thanks to whistleblowers, that number went down, all the way down to the single digits. Then it went back up to the double digits. And according to the FBI, just in the last couple of days, it's gone up even one more. Someone that wasn't going to prison, that was upstairs terminating live streams and whatnot, is now going to prison. My front door has been closed since January 2nd, per FBI's instructions. My instructions to not engage with anyone, regardless of their title or position, remain the same. All of these individuals, from the North Everett Precinct to DCYF, to Unit 207, to Erica Owens, to John Owens, to Richard Garcia, to Anne-Marie Bauer, to Andy, to Kelly, etc., they've all known that it was illegal to be outside of my door, to be trying to talk to me, etc., since the day before they began illegally detaining me. At minimum, the only exception is the Owens, who didn't find out until after they did decide to proceed with what I told them was being threatened by everyone that they had been coordinating with since January of last year, as well as my multiple times convicted stalker and abuser, in order to abuse my sons, cause them to regress, and again, facilitate their multiple kidnappings, which the FBI says they are absolutely charging you all with as aggravated, as well as aggravated child endangerment, as well as a series of charges involving child abuse.
Aiding and abetting.
Every crime perpetrated against me and intended to slight me
You will be
has
convicted
also
for.
intended to defraud their employer, the
That's
state of
basically what the
Washington, and
FBI
Attorney
said.
General, who will be
Well, they did say
indicting
that.
them
They
and
said
arraigning
anything and
them
everything
in
that you
some
guys said that was
superior
slanderous
courthouse
about
through
me,
the FBI,
you're all going to
which
be
is
convicted
first.
for.
See,
Isn't that
after they are
funny?
involved in the Blitz sweep,
What are
they
you
will
going to be
brought to
convicted
King
for,
County
huh?
Jail. The whistleblowers will be met by federal marshals and will get to avoid the humiliation of a strip search. Then they will be brought to a nice hotel in downtown Seattle and be given a couple $100 a day per diem, but they're going to have to stay in their room with a federal marshal who is armed outside of their door. Everybody else will get strip searched. Then they're going to go to their arraignment. They're going to get their indictment. They're going to request to be released on personal recognizance or with bail, and they're going to be denied. The FBI has stated they are adamantly opposed to anyone getting bail, in this case, who is being detained. They would like them to sit in jail for as long as they illegally detained me. They also are confident that proving that they are all a flight risk has already been accomplished by their own criminal conduct. And then after they are arraigned there, then I guess they just get driven up by the jailers, maybe to Snohomish County. I don't know how it works. But I just know for whatever reason, according to the FBI gets them first. They get their indictment and their arraignment in King County before they get their arraignment and indictment up here in Snohomish Superior Courthouse. Normally, people of their profession are protected by the Attorney General. In this case, the Attorney General is very much going to be involved in their prosecution, as they've attempted to defraud the state of Washington. They've diverted government funds. They've done.
Oh, look at that, Nerd Squad. Hopefully you can still see my screen share. The domestic terrorists can't cope, so now they're preventing pages from loading at all.
A stinger operation that, according to the FBI, was never legitimate and was 100% the result of every individual I reported for every fucking crime they've made actionable back in 2017. Those individuals were employees of the North Everett precinct. My multiple times.
So we have a lag over here by 10 seconds or
CYF
something.
Employees. You get the idea. And all but one individual per the FBI is 100% involved in going to prison. Also remember, the FBI has stated some people were really delusional enough to think that retirement was going to prevent their arraignment and detainment. Au contraire.
Au
They will
contraire.
be detained and arraigned per the FBI the exact same time everybody else is, regardless of their location. Now, that 216 recording we will get to, but first I think that we'll play this one. This is, again, I'm going to be playing this recording for superseding live streams. So this is 221, the 5:41 p.m. live stream. Let's listen to the first few minutes of this. It might cover some things I haven't addressed already. And remember, okay, this is a consensual recording with if I don't orally and explicitly state the end time, I didn't end the live stream, and the domestic terrorists going to prison for the rest of their life are responsible. They'll be charged for it. Standard time. Again, this is a consensual recording of Mr. Gwen pursuant to the Federal Bureau of Investigation's instructions. I'm not an employee of the FBI. I've been authorized to state I am an informant since the last week of June 2024. That being said, if you missed it in the preceding live stream, the status quo private brief that occurs with the domestic terrorist organization that's been operating out of Unit207 while perpetrating felonies against the United States of America and their employer, the state of Washington. Since they're a terrorist organization, made the segue and transformation from an aggravated criminal conspiracy, which is what they've been since March 2023, on August 6th, 2024, when they began to become a domestic terrorist organization, which is what they very much are, as the FBI and the Seattle Federal Marshals and the Snohomish County Sheriffs will verify for you happily, unless, of course, you're a member of the domestic terrorist organization, in which case that's going to be pretty impossible for you to get verification until you're detained. Anyway, they have their debrief, their status quo debrief, and then they criminally and illegally sent down some of the individuals that are volunteering and actually, according to the FBI, requesting. That's the FBI's word. Requesting to go to prison. Well, they have those volunteers that have been requesting to go to prison come here and to get themselves on surveillance by the FBI and my live stream, perpetrating more Class A witness tampering, more attempts to intimidate an FBI informant, more stalking, more harassment, and more retaliation. Coincidentally, concurrently rather, Unit 207 was actively attempting to terminate the live stream for a good 10 minutes. In fact, they're actively attempting to do so right now, this very moment, in this very live stream, which superseded it because they believe that they're going to get some of those individuals that were just very much volunteering to join them in prison to come back here tonight and perpetrate a break-in if they can simply get the live stream to not be running, which is why they've been attempting to terminate over 100 plus of them, as they successfully did for the evidentiary value for the FBI, as well as blocking me from sending offline recordings to the FBI from the 11th to the 16th of this month. Now they're all aware, like they have been aware for many months, that the door is going to stay closed until they're apprehended or their third break-in, which will result in them being apprehended, according to the FBI, less than 10 minutes after they're in my living room.
10 minutes, less than 10 minutes.
That includes those of you in Unit 207 that are child abusing, stalking fraudsters, who are the reason some officers are going missing because they don't realize that you are actually the ones that are bad for children. But the FBI is going to make that very apparent, as they are confident that all of you will be convicted with numerous counts cited child abuse, kidnapping, aiding and abetting, and child endangerment. Happy Friday! Yeah. If you missed it also, every Friday for 17 months, these psychopaths who used to be officers in some cases, who used to be in court, he wants to get her, and he wants to, of course, the child abusers that no one would have ever given a job to if they had any idea what they really were, which the FBI is confident they'll be exposed for very, very soon, I might add. I've been told, with no uncertain terms, that in the month of June, I will have more zeros in my bank account than all of them combined have, including their assets. And that my sons will be home. June is so close. It is. It's less time than they've illegally detained me. Fools. Fools. That's what they are. Anyway, there's some other information we can go over, but I was watching a movie before they disturbed me, and I really need to urinate. I was ordered to stay seated in this chair.
Stay tuned.
The whole time that they were outside.
Keep listening to the recording.
Which again, if you watch the precinct live stream from this morning, we all knew what's going to happen. The FBI has surveillance on everyone, and literally said this morning, which I said at like fucking 6 a.m. or whatever to my neighbor. I said, the FBI says they're going to be extra psychopathic because all the ones that are members of the bar, they know that there are serious charges that are going to be levied again in less than 72 hours, just because it will be February 24th. All right, now we're going to hop over to a different live stream that addresses other things that we need to go over. So I was directing you all to go to that 216 debrief. You may not have the ability to search on my channel. Unit 207 has just been having a heyday with, requesting you to go to prison in some instances, and in more instances than that, requesting that the people that are requesting to go to prison be the only ones to go to prison. And those that are requesting that, not me. to put it simple. So I was playing the 2:16 3 a.m. debrief, but I'm actually scrolling down because I think that I'm just going to play the one from the 13th because I feel like that document basically gives you a very condensed brief of that longer video. Yeah, right here. Okay, let's try this. This may not have the full recording. Oh no, that's this new report. This is new report. Which one is correct? Let's click on this one. And hopefully it's the right one. Hopefully I'm saying the right things here. So this video is titled 2:13, 6:32 p.m. New report addendum at 3 a.m. And I'm hoping that I read it in the beginning here because that's what I want you to hear.
Okay, going outside this afternoon.
Yes, it is.
Up there.
Okay, so go ahead and listen from you.
Okay, Unit 207, the men and women up there had powwow going outside this afternoon when I went to lay down and go to sleep roughly an hour later. A powwow where they were meeting with a fellow domestic terrorist inside of their vehicle in certain instances. They criminally and illegally shut off this live stream as they've done to every live stream today in a blatant act that they will be committed for very soon. It is currently 6:33 p.m. PST. There are men and women upstairs. They are continuing to be guilty of a series of crimes, which is exactly why they are going to prison for the rest of their lives. Far sooner than they're expecting.
And that's the reality. I warned them 3 years ago. Like I got an after bad about it because they're literally upstairs, like
This is a consensual recording of a statement pursuant to the instructions of the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
not all of them, not the whistleblowers, but the whistleblowers have to act like they are too.
As has been the case for the entire time I've been illegally detained since day 3. For the entire time I've been illegally detained since day 3. Unit 207 is solely responsible for ending all of the live streams and perpetrators of crimes that the FBI has already informed them they have no leniency for, they have no immunity for, and that they will be charged for financially as well as criminally. There's nothing more that can be said or done other than await their arraignment instead of their done.
I thought I was going to be reading the 213 document in this recording, but I
I will
managed to.
flip this around and show you the recording on the Lenovo ThinkPad, which has been running uninterrupted all day as it's offline. But first I need to adjust the title and the description and click on the live stream that preceded this and see how long did they criminally and illegally shut it off for, and see how much, if any, video did they criminally and illegally erase in an attempt to make it so that it couldn't be used as evidence against them, which is why they were doing this.
Okay, this is not the recording that I was looking for. It does give you pertinent information. All that information is still valid. It is the 2:13 early in the morning one, a couple of hours in, if I recall. Yeah, here we go. So give me a minute here. I believe I have to fast forward 2 hours into this. Almost there, hang on.
First week of January 2025, because they think that by doing so they can defend their officer. And aren't implicated when a couple of them are going to be federally disbarred. So 2025, immediate action required. It's also filed at the North Everett Police Precinct.
Okay, we were there.
Thursday, February 15th.
All right.
And
So pause this real quick. It is actually March 2nd, 4:42 p.m. We're making an offline recording so I can play it as an intro for all the superseding live streams. Whilst the domestic terrorists upstairs are actively attempting to rehack and terminate and destroy my whole YouTube channel, I just finally, after over 6 months of attempting to, got permission to create a new YouTube channel as a backup, and uploaded one video today. The girl upstairs is having a fucking, she's going to prison. So anyway, listen to this. This recording is 4:32 a.m. That's the title on the YouTube channel. I am 1 hour and 52 minutes into it because for the next 25 minutes, you'll want to pay attention. And remember, if you want to know even more details, you'll want to go to the 2/16 3 a.m. debrief. That only covers what you need to know since December. For everything to December 29th, 2024, you'll want to search on my channel, Mystic Gwen versus the North Everett Precinct of Fraudsters, the Stalker, the Extortionist et al. And you'll see a video there that's just under 2 hours long. You want to listen to that. Then you'll want to listen to that 2/16 3 a.m. debrief, also just under 2 hours long. All right, here we go.
The police report that was filed at 3 this morning and posted on Facebook with everybody tagged and was served on the Snohomish County Prosecutor's Office via a new review from a new email address I have you create as of the 11th, which is felons in Unit207 @gmail.com. See right there. I'm going to click on the camera here and open this video so that when I read aloud this police report, which I'll put in the description before I start, but I plan on starting at around 6:30 a.m. Here we go, now we're recording. It's 6:29 a.m. PST, Thursday, February 13th, 2025. This is the commencement of the Lenovo ThinkPad recording, the YouTube live stream titled 2:13 4:32 a.m. New Police Report, 2:13 at 3 a.m. Has this about a couple of hours into the footage, assuming we're still connected. Let's click on this live stream and make sure we are still connected, although we know that that won't prevent Unit 207 from slightly erasing us. Retroactively, something they've been exhibiting repeatedly and has been reported repeatedly since February 1st in their attempts to evade justice. And now I'm going to read aloud the police report from today. But before I do that, I'm going to put it in the description so anybody that's coming to the video knows that if they want to listen while they're driving.
Stay tuned because it's not
they
in
can
the
fast forward a
description.
couple hours.
I'm about to read it aloud and I don't think it's
Yeah,
actually
read
accessible to you because Facebook is rigged up to the law enforcement portal.
At 6:30 a.m. Then in parentheses, 2 hours-ish into live. Stating that at 6:30 a.m. Nerd Squad, and then I will begin reading aloud to you. Don't be shocked and unnerved if they criminally and illegally in this live stream. They'll be convicted for that. They'll be charged for that financially and literally. Up there, just really tricky because normally I put the laptop right here, but here is my iPad and he is not moving. I don't know what's wrong with him. He's been for the last 15 hours. So just leave it on Hunter. Not today. He's not bored. Okay, here we go. Here's the police report. It's also the fourth addendum to the February 4th. This was sent to all the law clerks at the Snohomish Superior Courthouse as well as the clerk's department. It's also sent to the North Everett Precinct, the Seattle FBI, the Snohomish County Sheriff's, DCYF, Anne-Marie Bauer, anyone and everyone that's going to prison and owes me millions, except for my multiple times convicted stalker and abuser who's one of their co-conspirators. It's also filed at the North Everett Police Precinct, which they'll reject, I'm sure.
Based on their pattern of
Everyone was tagged on Facebook, except for someone from the prosecutor's office as they blocked me the first week of January 2025.
To kill the handful of individuals that knew from the start they'd go to prison if they didn't get a whole bunch of other
And aren't implicated when a couple of them are going to be federally disbarred. So here we go. Fourth addendum to formal judicial notice and police report filed February 13th, 2025, 3 a.m. Original filing, formal judicial notice, aggravated and ongoing criminal conspiracy, obstruction of justice, evidence tampering, child abuse, child endangerment, stalking, harassment, extortion, fraud, civil rights violations, and retaliation against FBI informant by North Everett Precinct. Unit 207, and associated individuals, mandatory filing pursuant to ADA in any/all cases with my legal names, Lynette Renee Hansen, aka Mystic Gwen. Date of original filing, February 4th, 2025, 10:08 a.m. PST. Previous addendums, February 6th, 2025, 7 a.m. February 7th, 2025, 1:45 p.m. PST. Correcting previous documents error which incorrectly labeled it as third addendum. February 8th, 2025, 7:12 a.m. PST. For those of you that don't know, those are the documents you have to read on top of this one that I'm about to read to you so that you know exactly what's going on.
That's kind of a lie because the FBI said that this one I'm about to read and the one that I read right after it are really all that needs to be said.
Prosecutors and all reported to FBI. From Lynette Renee Hansen.
So you can dabble into that if you want the full legal
regarding
filing.
criminal activities, escalation of
But if
threats,
you want a
evidence tampering,
shortened
child
version,
abuse,
this is the
and
bridge
incurred
version.
penalties, February 10th to February 13th, 2025. Immediate action required. Criminal enterprise in domestic terrorist organization. No immunity for unlawful directives. This document serves as the fourth addendum to the formal judicial notice filed on February 4th, 2025 at 10:08 a.m. PST and previously supplemented. It provides further critical updates regarding the relentless and escalating criminal conspiracy orchestrated by individuals associated with the North Everett Precinct, Unit 207 at 2120 Highland Ave, Everett, Washington, and their expanding network of conspirators. This addendum also functions as a formal police report detailing new criminal acts perpetrated between February 10th and February 13th, 2025. 1. Incorporation of prior filings by reference, all facts, invoices, statements, and incorporated documents referenced in the original formal judicial notice of February 4th, 2025, and all subsequent addendums, February 6th, February 7th, and February 8th, 2025, and all police reports filed by Lynette Renee Hansen from June 2024 to the present date, and any future date are hereby incorporated by reference as if fully set forth herein. This explicitly includes, but is not limited to, declaration of Lynette Renee Hansen, aka Mystic Gwen, dated December 14th, 2024, revised 8:07 p.m. PST due to unlawful tampering. Addendum to declaration dated December 19th, 2024. Addendum and amendment to declaration dated December 29th, 2024. Tort claim filed August 14th, 2024, case number 10-500-5934, served upon the North Everett Precinct's Snohomish County prosecutors et al. All police reports filed since June 2024 by me, Lynette Renee Hansen, aka Mystic Gwen. 2. Supplemental information, criminal acts from February 10th to February 13th, 2025. The following criminal acts have been perpetrated by Unit 207 and their co-conspirators, further demonstrating the ongoing and escalating nature of this criminal enterprise. February 10th, 2025, just before noon, a male individual from Unit 207 briefly appeared to deliver written materials. The content and purpose of these materials are currently unknown but are considered suspect in the context of ongoing harassment and conspiracy. February 10th, 2025, 2 p.m. PST, the North Everett Precinct predictably and unlawfully rejected the police report/addendum filed on February 8th. This blatant act of obstruction of justice is consistent with their ongoing efforts to shield themselves and their co-conspirators from accountability. Occupants of Unit 207 were overheard discussing their intent to feign cessation of stalking while continuing these criminal activities. We also discussed plans to dispatch multiple individuals to my residence before February 23rd under the false pretense that my participation is required for some unspecified purpose. February 10th, 2025, 12 a.m. and 8:37 a.m. PST. YouTube live streams initiated by me were criminally and illegally terminated. These actions are consistent with evidence tampering, witness intimidation, and obstruction of justice. February 11th, 2025, 8 a.m. to 5:16 p.m. PST. Unit 207 engaged in a cybercrime spree, illegally shutting off and astounding 23 live streams. February 11th, 2025, 5:20 p.m. PST. A male individual from the upstairs unit known to be actively stalking me with neighbors Andy and Kelly, the DCYF employee and brother of an EPD officer who left harassing notes in the summer of 2023, entered the balcony door of Unit 207. This further illustrates the coordinated stalking and harassment efforts involving multiple individuals and potentially implicating members of law enforcement in DCYF. That shouldn't say potentially. That should say it implicates. Everything that is written here, there is evidence of beyond a reasonable doubt, and the FBI has confirmed that.
Also, shout out to the FBI, dudes. I can't wait.
Moving on. February 13th, 2025, 1:55 a.m. ST.
I can't wait. I can send this. I'm not reading on my
the broadcast and a significant escalation of evidence.
I'm just saying, I'm gonna enjoy the show.
Recordings stored offline. This act was concurrent with the criminal and illegal erasure of over 4 hours of the YouTube live stream from the previous night. Prior to the termination, I had explicitly noted in the live stream description the threat from the female occupant upstairs to terminate the broadcast while I slept, which she subsequently carried out. This erasure is believed to be for the same reason speculated in the February 8th addendum: obstruction of justice, intimidation of a federal witness, and tampering with evidence of their ongoing criminal conspiracy. Ongoing cybercrimes and live stream interference, February 12th to the 13th. February 13th, 1:55 a.m.
I should say to today, March 2nd, in counting.
February 12th, 9:11 p.m. PST. Female felons in upstairs unit explicitly planned to terminate the live stream while I slept. This threat was typed into the live stream description in an attempt to preemptively deter their criminal actions and document their intent. February 12th, 8:57 p.m. PST. Female felons engaged in further cyber tampering, illegally cutting and tampering with the live stream. February 12th, 8:02 p.m. Live stream terminated from 7:56 p.m. to 8:02 p.m. February 12th, 7:51 p.m. Update. Unit 207 activity since noon indicates female felons are anticipating imprisonment, but express high expectation for next week and further crimes. Believing, quote, court, quote, will favor them. They also suggest co-conspirators are, quote, even more excited for next week. February 12th, 9:02 a.m. PST. Unit 207 terminated a prior live stream. February 12th, 6:43 a.m. to 7:43 a.m. PST. Unit 207 engaged in extensive planning out in conspiratorial. There we go. Unit 207 engaged in extensive planning and conspiratorial discussions involving both male and female occupants, continuing as of 7:44 a.m. PST. February 12th to February 13th at 3 a.m. Unit 207 is criminally and illegally tampered with, obstructed, and committed cyber crimes against at least 9 live streams. 3. This is not an operation. This is a criminal enterprise and domestic terrorist organization. It is important to state unequivocally
For the
that
FBI, you guys have already read every statute required.
What I don't understand is why this second live stream hasn't terminated yet. That's what I don't understand.
Nor are they justifiable under any legal pretext.
Not under
This
any
is
legal
an
thing, that's
aggravated
not in
criminal
any
conspiracy,
United States.
a criminal enterprise. It constitutes
Shit makes
the actions of
I've
a
heard it so
domestic
much over the
terrorist
last few nights.
organization.
100%.
The perpetrators, including officers of the North Everett Precinct, individuals in Unit 207, and their co-conspirators are engaged in a systematic and sustained campaign of felony stalking and harassment, constant surveillance, intimidation tactics, and deliberate disruption of my peace and safety. Cyber crimes and evidence tampering, illegal termination of live streams, erasure of recordings, and hacking attempts to obstruct justice and conceal their criminal activities. Obstruction of justice, rejection of legitimate police reports, fraudulent court maneuvers, and concerted efforts to impede any investigation into their crimes. Child abuse and exploitation, the continued and deliberate exploitation of my disabled sons to perpetrate felonies and further this criminal conspiracy. Illegal detainment and kidnapping, ongoing illegal detainment within my own home, and prior actual kidnappings of my disabled sons. Civil rights violations and ADA violations. Systematic deprivation of my civil rights and targeted discrimination based on disability. Financial fraud and extortion. Attempts to extort and defraud me through various illegal means. 4. No immunity for unlawful directives. Let it be explicitly stated. Following unlawful directives from superiors or co-conspirators provides absolutely no immunity.
Quit with the reactions upstairs. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm not taking it as a flattering thing. I'm taking it as a
Regardless of your position or perceived
is the
authority,
biggest sack of shit.
is personally and criminally liable for their participation in this conspiracy. The willingness to obstruct justice, tamper with evidence, and intimidate a federal witness only deepens their culpability and ensures the maximum penalties under the law.
They warned you on the 13th.
Echoes of January 2024.
There will be no leniency
It is critical to note that this pattern of criminal behavior
for
is
those who
not new.
obstruct and tamper.
January 2024, individuals from Unit 207, including the same two males who initiated my illegal detainment on August 6, 2024, were actively engaged in indoctrinating and exploiting.
There was
disabled
never
minors.
any legit
Directing my
operation.
multiple times convicted
Get it
stalker
through your
and abuser
heads.
To indoctrinate our disabled sons based
Talking
on
to
their
those of you who don't
disabilities
already understand.
and to plan their
And remember,
kidnapping
Erica
until
Owens
August
is a domestic terrorist
I
with
just
you.
want to expound on that. Let me pause this. I just want to let everybody know that
You might be bunkmates.
because I heard it from the FBI and I was like,
I'm not talking to
oh
the
my gosh.
whistleblowers.
I was like, oh my gosh, I want to knock them out. These motherfuckers for over 2 years have been sifting through all of the paperwork I've filed in the Oklahoma Superior Courthouse regarding
Yeah,
my
this shit
sons,
makes me mad even to hear it right
And
now. Every time I
literally
think about it, it pisses me off.
planning how to use their disabilities to indoctrinate.
Who does that?
To abuse.
Are you
them,
listening to
to
this?
cause them to regress,
I'll tell you who does that.
To cause the
Those of you
only
who did that.
adult figure who has been consistent.
Not all of
their
you.
lives.
Not
The
even half
only
of you.
one, and the second only one is my stepdad. My
And the
mom,
Jersey Devil is
I
number
used to
one.
have to pay her
And Lisa.
hundreds of dollars
Deliberately
to babysit on occasion 3 weeks after I gave birth to Indy.
Individuals reported for threatening to do it in 2017.
My stepdad, though, was my kid's
They're
dad.
doing the same things as Unit 207, but only for like 6 months. And it was less cumbersome because somebody was gonna steal $1,000 from me, no big deal. Back to the recording.
That should just, it even pisses me off to
Personal
hear it
property,
again.
deliberately destroying my brand new laptops in January 2020.
My code name, Lisa, knew
Stealing money from each and every delivery I received for all of my deliveries from September 2023 to August 2024.
Just remember, the FBI says that basically everyone who had their jobs threatened by people who they're excited to throw in prison, your job was never at risk. Theirs was the people who threatened
They
you.
are, and always have been,
Maybe
in
in Iran.
of a premeditated.
Yeah, dude.
and
I think they need to send the women folks to Iran.
I do think that they need to, I think 2 of the women should be sent to Iran. Is what I would
For 13 months, their exploitation to perpetrate felonies, kidnapping,
Why?
ADA violations.
Because they obviously don't realize what country we live in.
harassment,
So let's send them to somewhere where
undocumented
other
crimes
people will
are
treat them
not
the way they've treated
and
me.
cannot be construed as any
Maybe they'll convert.
of legitimate operation. They are the hallmarks
Allah
of a
become
criminal
Muslim.
Again,
enterprise.
not in any state or US territory. Not in
In
this
the
fucking.
complete
Yeah, dude, not in Mexico, not in Greenland, not in Argentina, not in Venezuela, not in fucking
Literally,
Venezuela,
not in
dude.
this continent. Not in Mexico is that legal. Not in Iceland is it legal. Not in Canada. Not in Argentina. Not in Brazil. They're monsters. They're monsters. And I do feel that the women involved upstairs, including the one that will be here tomorrow, should go to Iran. I think they should be ordered to live in Iran. Anyone else, because they would allow them to
What it was. 10 million for the use of my sons and or for coercing them to commit any illegal acts, including the January 29th rape and
other individuals who are just stupid.
doubling of all penalties if fraudulent
Verified.
court orders are used in conjunction with any illegal act. Quadrupling of these fees for any of the above criminal acts they are perpetrated within 7 days of a rejected police report regarding said acts.
Also remember, the last couple of weeks according to the FBI have been all about evidentiary value and proving intent
to all reports
and something about shit being deliberate.
rejection of the February.
I missed the part about the intent and deliberate. That's
Yeah,
what
guys,
they
I don't know what the hell they were saying about deliberate. I know that they were trying to explain that.
To date, including the numerous terminations between February 10th.
We're trying to explain, like, person A talks to person B and person C in order to accomplish E, F, and G. But I don't know what the fuck they were
10
saying about
million for each and
deliberate.
every instance of ADA violations, 10 million for each and every instance of civil rights violations. Additional penalties incurred February 10th to February 13th, 2025.
They were probably,
Obstruction of
this is
justice.
speculation,
Rejection
probably
of 2A report. 40
to
million.
do with who is actual whistleblower and who maybe sent an email or two and then did a bunch of horrible shit. I don't know.
300 million.
Like, are they deliberately doing things now to further the domestic terrorist organization / aggravated criminal conspiracy? Or are they not deliberately doing that?
In this fourth addendum, alongside those previously reported and consistently rejected by the North Everett precinct, further and exponentially increase the financial liability of these conspirators. So in conclusion, this fourth addendum provides further damning and irrefutable evidence that the North Everett precinct, Unit 207, and their co-conspirators are not engaged in any legitimate operation, but rather are actively perpetuating an aggravated criminal conspiracy, functioning as a criminal enterprise and a domestic terrorist organization. Their actions represent a grave threat to my safety, the well-being of my children.
I'm just gonna pause it there and point out to everybody, you have to remember, I am not an employee of the FBI, I've only been authorized to stay on an informant. That being said, the FBI did write this.
Yes,
I
they
just
did.
realized in hearing that last 2 sentences, I think what they're saying is the FBI is going to be charging you all with domestic terrorism, and that the Attorney General is going to be charging you all for trying to defraud them in the state of Washington
and for being an aggravated criminal conspiracy / because it's
Dude, I'm
specifically
drinking
said,
grape Kool-Aid for
that
the
you are
first time
still
since I think I
bold.
was 10.
whereas the FBI told me you didn't.
Is it
into
good?
the terrorist
Fuck yeah, dude.
organization until 6. Which would explain why they asked me for my
Tastes like
consent.
hummingbird
to do a
food.
whole bunch of
Sugar
other
water.
shit in order to get all of you behind bars.
Hunter, I'm opening pinkles. Where are you? I want to pet you.
A domestic terrorist organization. Anyway, that's just speculation, but I mean, rewind it and listen to yourself and then listen to my speculation. Back to the recording.
They wrote aggravated criminal
And the
conspiracy
integrity
and
of
domestic
justice
terrorist
system.
organization. And they
The FBI is
stated
fully
that you guys are
aware
getting
of
indicted
these
into the Home
rapidly
Superior after
escalating
them.
developments in the increased-
So if they're splitting up the charges, I don't know if there's domestic terrorist charges just for Washington State. I know that's all for the FBI. So that's why I'm speculating the indictments from Snohomish Superior are probably going to be the aggravated criminal conspiracy. I haven't gotten confirmation on that. It's still speculation, like I said in the recording. The FBI has said that you've been both.
There is no immunity for these actions, and the perpetrators will be pursued to the fullest extent.
Except for the new blood. Everybody take a moment and look at the poor people in Unit 207 that didn't get sent there until you guys became a domestic terrorist organization. Because I know there's at least one of them. And that person, that sucks, dude. And I speculate that person is better at whatever the rest of you do. And that's why they got sent. They got sent as, you can go to prison, but you can keep everybody else out of prison.
Recording. I'm trying to see.
Either
how
way, if I was
long
that
this one
person
is
or
that's
persons,
running.
I'd be fucking
We are
pissed.
at 52 minutes. I kind of don't want to play the January 4th one, but or the February 4th one, but I think that we need to. So let's play that one if I can locate
We do
it.
need to. The FBI said it was as important.
And you have to
as
realize,
you
people,
just
I
heard.
am literally so tolerant. This is 2 years of this, and you've done it every single day for over 200 days now while you've been illegally detaining me on top of the horrible nightmare of shit you've done as well.
Judicial notice.
So some of you might be like,
Okay.
oh, you're being petty. Who
Not
cares
sure
if you
where it
had
is
a
in the
stalker at
recording, so let's
3:20
give it a
a.m. and your
second
live
here.
stream's keeping
All of the
terminated?
description.
If you think that you have zero objectivity.
We have a 9-second delay here, squad. It is 11:14 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, February 4th, 2025. This is a consensual recording of Mystic Gwen pursuant to the directions of the FBI. Be advised that I am not an employee of the FBI, but I have been authorized to state I am an informant since the last week of June 2024. Now, there is normally a litany of things that I need to go over, and you can hear all of those things in the preceding live stream. You'll want to listen to almost an hour and 44 minutes of me talking in that preceding live stream.
Disregard that
Per the
instruction.
FBI's instructions
But if you
today,
are wanting more details,
this
again, you
section,
want
all
the
of those
2:16
going
3 a.m. debrief, which has what you
I
just
will
heard,
review in a moment.
plus what you're about to hear,
Cutting and pasting it to try and fit it into
minus the
the
updates that
description
came
here.
after.
But I know that it won't.
And then you want
It's
Mystic Gwen versus the North Everett Precinct of
characters. You can
Fraudsters
read it for
from
yourself.
December
If you're
30th
fancy
at
before I
3
get
a.m.
to it,
12:30
on
3 a.m.
Facebook.com/Mystic Gwen Loves.
I'm just going to pause it here and say that they've been using the law enforcement portal, I believe, to block all of my filings. I don't know that for sure, but the FBI has emphasized and states like every week that they obstruct justice at every turn.
At
Yeah,
every
and the
turn.
FBI has
So,
said repeatedly they
at
were
every turn.
illegally
Because
instructing
I will
people
get
not
to
to
the
file
final
things
part
that were
here, which is
legally
the
required for
judicial
AGA to be
notice.
filed no matter what
Addendums, but the
false
FBI
claims
bills
they make.
4 in the 213 say everything that needs to be said.
Loves only you. And yes, indeed, it is too late.
The FBI has also used this line a shitload. Acting with impunity, acting with impunity, acting with impunity. The way that they described it was so succinct, but basically a bunch of awful human beings with badges went to a bunch of other people and told them to do things, and the other people did it.
that
Throw in some attorneys with some fraudulent paperwork that'll be used in your prosecution. Same thing. And then a couple of them who are smooth talkers are like, oh, we'll give her some money. You're fucking nuts. You're fucking nuts.
For that, I.e. the North Everett Precinct, i.e. the Equivalent Department of Child Abusers and Stalkers and against Child Protectors. And it will be charged with.
And the lesson is, next time, fire and write up some people and fucking handle
And as a result
your
of
fucking
that,
people
I started a new video
lawfully.
where I haven't been
Duh.
uploading photo until the end of a live stream.
Not under
which
any legal
I have asked
pretext
for
would
up to
anything that's
3
happened to me be
live stream, which I
acceptable
did
in
the
any
weekend.
sort of
So
court
let me quickly
case
do
in
that
this
before I read
country.
this police report.
Wouldn't be acceptable in
Beyond that,
Canadian law
if you
either.
post a precinct
Wouldn't be
live
acceptable
stream,
in
it'll
fucking
be up for
Venezuela,
about 2
dude.
hours. All of
In
that's
Venezuela.
it's not
Let that
the
sink in.
complete picture. You'll also want to listen to another video that's here on the channel. You can search for it. It is titled Mystic Gwen versus the North Everett Precinct, the fraudsters, the stalker, the extortionist et al. It's just under 2 hours and gives you the 2 hours of additional information that you need at present, which the FBI feels is very pertinent for anyone involved.